Forsyth County Schools, and I have the pleasure of presenting with our Associate Superintendent, Dr. Alyssa Pianowski, who will be co-presenting and will be handing off here in just a minute for our particular part of this presentation. But this is a great topic. It's one that we've grappled with and tried to find solutions for and have actively engaged in for a number of years now, trying to build capacity for what we know is the inevitable, and that is that we'll probably not talk as much about textbooks like we used to in the past. It's, you know, our superintendent has also challenged us to look at this really in a partnering in a significant way between technology services, who as a function in the district, we obviously provide a lot of capacity to enable digital content, but also on the teaching and learning side of organization being coupled together to try to find solutions for this. And our superintendent calls it Expansion 360, where, you know, in order for us to be able to compete globally, we really need to think about three things: extending the school year, extending the school day, and expanding access to content. And I added the bullet in the last few days, efficiently. Certainly we're in significant budget pressure time, as everybody is, trying to find resources and looking very carefully at those things we spend money on, those things we subscribe to. And I do want to share a few ideas in and around that, what our strategy has been in Forsyth going forward. So you can see that our investment in the traditional spend of textbooks has been on the decrease over the years, particularly from 2008 to our current spend. At one time we were spending almost $90 a student on the traditional textbook resource and associated material. This year, as you can see, it's quite a bit lower than that, and that's the blue section of the graph. What I would point to, though, is that the investment in digital content has been on the uptick slightly over the years. You can see in 2010, 2011, 2012 that we've been able to sustain that investment at least. And we see it as a balance, obviously. You can't completely scaffold off of an instructional resource that everybody's been accustomed to without some kind of other offering that is equally as good, or in most cases better. So this is kind of our financial reality. It is the basis for why we try to be creative and innovative and have a sense of urgency around finding a solution for this. One thing that happened in 2005 was that we had adopted interactive whiteboards in our district. And it really served to kind of scaffold teachers into that digital content use space off of, is one event. But we found, for instance, that we started buying less of the buckets of manipulatives, that teachers found flip charts and resources that the students engaged with better that were virtual. Certainly as they created flip charts, as students created flip charts, we started to build a base for alternative content, instructional delivery that lessened maybe our dependence on the traditional workbook or textbook. So it was a very important part of our transition and continues to be. And I would say it was the technology in some ways that helped us move to the realm that we're in now. So we do subscribe to pretty much everything that we feel is good and affordable out there off of the internet. And these are some of the resources that we pay for in the online cloud-based instructional resource offering. And these are ones that we have been able to sustain funding for. They have survived the test of budget cuts and that sort of thing, because we're able to, number one, show how it's being used, where it's being used, and how often. And that's a good data point to debate with your superintendent, who's looking for every angle to make changes. So but it's really been kind of exciting to see, and certainly students prefer that these resources are not only available within the closed circuit network of the school, but more importantly, available to students at home, where they can access those resources as they extend the school day and log in from home.